On this week's episode of Let's Talk with Lakshmi, we talk with the evolutionary leading fashion icon of Guyana and best-selling author, Dr. Sonia Noel. Hailing from the beautiful town of Bartica, which is commonly known as the gateway to Guyana's interior, she was a young country girl aspiring to be all that she can be and to make her family and community proud. Today, this multifaceted name resonates within Guyana and internationally as one of Guyana's leading fashion designers, an Amazon best-selling author, founder of Sonia Noel Foundation for Creative Arts, founder of the Women in Business Expo in Guyana, a motivational speaker, and so much more. Let's get ready to dive into the life of Dr. Sonia Noel. Sonia, thank you so much and welcome to Let's Talk with Lakshmi. How are you?
Oh, it's a pleasure being here because I was looking forward to this for a long time, as you know.
That means so much coming from you. We have been trying to get you on set for quite a while, but you travel so much and, plans and dates and times sometimes can be conflicting, but thank you so much for coming on. Let's
They said everything happens in the right time, so you're in the right place at the right moment, and you were looking fantastic.
Well, of course I am, because guys, I am wearing an original Sonia Noel design, and I love it.
That color is brilliant in you. I was thinking, what color? And it's like, oh, that. And that, you're on the tone, that is perfect. And I'm sure the viewers agree with me.
I love it. We're going to have to get more of your designs.
Yeah, well, and the good thing about this is that you can I describe it from the beach to the ballroom, because tomorrow you can put this on the beach in a wrap and just great in the swimsuit. So
you know what, we're gonna have one of our models come out and maybe you can
do some demonstration.
I
love that. I would absolutely love that. We'll do that.
Well, Sonia, you are a fashion icon in Guyana, not only Guyana, but quickly, instantly, you became internationally acclaimed. I mean, how did you, first of all, what motivated you to become a fashion designer?
I was born with it in my DNA. As long as I can remember, I can, at primary school, teaching the kids how to make doll clothing out of paper.
Oh, wow.
Because we have our dolls and it was just like, as long as I know myself, and I could probably say it because my mom was a seamstress, and things are always all over, like scraps that you can do stuff with. Mm-hmm. And also I have an aunt, she's still a fashionista. So she was my mom, she is my mom's youngest sister, she was closer to my age. Mm-hmm. And well, not really close, but the closest of all the aunts. And I used to be going into her wardrobe, the things that can't fit her, can't wait for it to all it for me, because everything looks so good. So I would go and say, okay, auntie, this can't fit you anymore, I want that. So I'm always great at just putting things together, always great at beautifying. It has always been me since a little child, as long as I can remember.
Now this is interesting. As a little girl, were you just like painting things up, or were you actually taking a needle and thread?
No, I would just paint things. I would do anything to make it look better, anything to take it in. Sometimes the waist is big, and I just get an outfit. And actually, we had a pageant for juniors in our community. You couldn't actually go in, they had to select you to be part of it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if you can remember back in the days when Burnham was creating cotton and the textiles, and so that we had to make it out of cotton. That was one of the things. And my creativity really kicked in. And I could remember it was a playwear and evening wear. I had blue, red, and white. It was like a tennis skirt. And then I had the top, like it was kind of just at the waist. And then it's not exactly what I do now with the latticing, but very similar, like coming down here. And I was so proud of my look. I got first runner-up. I was so proud of my outfits. Yeah, because it forced you to be creative with just a particular fabric. And that's what I loved about it, is that we had to use the thin cotton or the thick one either. But we just had to come up with our own concepts. And I was kind of really shy. People look at me now and it's like, you see this talking that I talk in now? Nope. At home, my sister used to talk a lot. So when it came to asking to be part of the pageant, I said, me on stage, you watching me? No, it's not gonna happen.
So you were backstage designing?
No, to be part of the pageant, I eventually decided I was going to go, and I became first runner-up. But one of the things is because I think when you grow up in a home that is abusive, it affects the kids so much. I mean, because you are always so timid, and you're so petrified. And like when my dad wasn't there, the house was like really nice, it was joyful. And when you hear that knock or you hear the key and he's coming, it's like everybody gets so tense. Because okay, he's gonna hit my mom for no reason at all, and the whole place is gonna not be so happy. So in that, like, I got into my shell. I got into that girl that was afraid, and afraid of the environment and afraid and not just afraid but helpless, because I look at my mom and I'm like, what can I do to really make her smile, really to make her happy. And that's one of, like, when I can remember, like, one of my really bittersweet moments, like bonding with my mom, was she was teaching me to make bread, like to, you know, she gave me my piece of dough and I was plaiting and whatever. So I'm there at the counter and she is kneading and I have my little dough and I'm doing my thing. And as I watched up to her, I saw the sadness, but I just didn't only see the sadness. The tears were dropping into the dough. And that day, it made me feel so helpless. And I'm like, oh my God, I know we have to get out. And I said to my mom, I said, Mommy, why don't you maybe just, let's go and pretend we're going to holiday with Granny in Bartica and don't come back. And she, I mean, of course, he stripped her of everything, including her self-esteem. And she's like, you know, who's going to want me? Look at how many children I have. And we can't go.
And how many children?
But at that time she had 4. But when she decided to go, she was pregnant with 1. So one day we actually went and we went to Granny for holidays and we never came back.
I want to thank you for sharing that with us, because, you know, saying something like that on television, you know, we're in 21 states, we're in 3 countries, to share your story. When people look at Sonia Noel, we think of, you know, the fashion designer, the fashion icon, the little girl that came from Bartica that made a difference to the Guyanese women. When Guyanese women back home look at you, or even here, you know, I mean, I always thought that you lived in the States and that you travel all around. And I recently learned, no, you're still living in Guyana, but yet making a name for women around the world. And, you know, from fashion designer, you went into becoming a best-selling author. Tell us a little bit about some of the books that you've written.
Yes, sometimes when I hear that, I'm still like, oh yes, Sonia, you're an author. And it's not one of the things that as a little girl, when you say I want to be this, I want to be that, because I wanted to be a nurse at one time because I like the way they look at the uniforms, not a good reason to be a nurse. But being an author was not one of the things that I had labeled to my name. That was God's intervention, I would have to call it, because I always was a good storyteller. But I don't even think I ever even like writing, and I can't believe I write for the newspapers every week now. I have a column called Beyond the Runway in the Chronicle. But when I look at Maya Angelou, and that's somebody that I absolutely enjoy, she has a quote that resonated with me when she said, the greatest agony is living with an untold story inside of you. And our story is not for us, it's for people, it's for them to be inspired. And when I look at the reviews on Amazon, especially for Living with Intention, which is my first book, it's like, it makes you know that you're not alone. That book actually, like you rightly said, just people look at the glamour, because of course fashion is a whole lot of glamour, but there's a lot behind. And one time somebody asked me if I actually cry. Of course, I have my moments when I'm deep down in the valley. This journey that looks all glamorous, it's not at all. There are times when you doubt yourself. No matter, most of us, I mean, I'm a very confident person, but there are times when you are saying, oh my God, is this project too big for me to embark on? And there are times when I've been called crazy, and that is okay, because I said, if you haven't been called crazy, your dream is not big enough. Because I am the kind of person, I would jump and literally grow my wings down. I don't have to have everything for it to happen, for it to work, but knowing that I have that faith. Like I started my book, I said determination, faith, focus, self-discipline, and consistency can make any dream a reality, because I'm a product of that.
I love that. Repeat that for our viewers.
Yes, determination, focus, faith, self-discipline, and consistency can make any dream a reality. Because as we grow, we have to be disciplined for things to happen. We have to be consistent. Because of course we're going to have a plan, we're going to have goals, but you just don't have that. You have to know that it's going to take something away. There's some things that you're going to have to give up some hours, maybe on social media or with your friends, to go study for something else because you want to grow. Because we never stop growing, and growth is not an automatic. You have to be intentional about your growth. You have to know in the next 5 years, this is where I want to be, but in order for me to be there, this is what I have to do. And sometimes it's going to be a path where you're going to feel sometimes like feel a bit like you feel alone, but that's okay, because the end results, that's going to be so gratifying. Like for me, I have found that some of my deepest, darkest moments, some of my moments when I am so deep in the valley, like the deepest, that's where I found my growth. That's where I got my breakthrough. And I had to find a way to celebrate even when I'm in the valley. And there's just a feeling of when you know I'm here, that's the mountaintop. I can get back up there. There's a resilience that you develop being in the valley.
Planning a special event? Then visit us at Heavenly Flowers at one of our locations in Nassau or Suffolk County. Sit with our experts for a free consultation to plan a beautiful creation for your occasion. At Heavenly Flowers, we promise to deliver our most stunning, divine, and fresh flowers available. We plan and ensure your anniversary, birthday, wedding, or any special event is as elegant and as perfect as possible. Visit us today to make your occasion heavenly. When looking at places that cares for the elderly, My Indian Nursing Home is that perfect place. We provide a clean and safe family environment with culturally experienced and qualified medical staff on site, such as doctors, nurses, physical therapists, and cooks. All of our residents can celebrate cultural festivities and have access to recreational programs with Indian TV, music, live shows, entertainment, and so much more. For the perfect place for comfort, culture, and care, bring your parents to My Indian Nursing Home, a home away from home.
The Sevabi Foundation and Restoring Paradise presents our 2019 Medical Outreach Cricket Match and live concert for underprivileged seniors and children of Guyana. It's all happening on Saturday, July 27th at the Yakusari Cricket Ground in Blackbush, Quarantine, Berbice in memory of Sonu Govin. Doctors, nurses, dentists, and other medical professionals will be on site. In addition, transportation, snacks, drinks, ice cream, etc. will be provided for children from various orphanages. Volunteers are needed. Clothing, medical supplies, gifts, and monetary donations are most welcome. Please call Sharda at 646-662-5801 or Babita in Guyana at 592-615-9553. Tell your friends about the Sevabi Medical Outreach Cricket and Live Concert on Saturday, July 27, 2019.
Well, Sonia, you wear so many hats. I mean, other than being a fashion designer, you're also a best-selling author. You're a motivational speaker. I mean, just the first 10 minutes of this episode, I have been inspired so much by you.
Oh, wow. You're so
to tell
kind.
you. No, I mean, to come on a platform to, talk about your truth, your story, your untold stories. Not many women or people in general would do something like that, because when society sees you, you want them to see, the facade of what, just the glitz and the glamour, but to be truthful,
You have to be.
that helps so many women, especially to think you came from like Bartica, such a small,
1 square mile.
yeah, and for women who think that I can't leave my husband, where am I gonna go? He's gonna beat me. He might beat me to death, but that's okay because where am I gonna go? Where did your mom go with 5 children?
Yes.
She found a way. When there's a will,
There's a way, and then and God makes a way, and I do believe that even my career for two decades, fashion design was just to make my name well known, but it wasn't even just to make my name well known, because even from my first show, I've always had a philanthropic edge, always had to be giving back. Joshua House is a place that I adopted, and then so many other orphanages I worked with. And so it was always in me, because even though we didn't have a lot, I grew up seeing my grandmother giving, and then my mom giving. Like, you know what I mean? My sister used to be like, we don't even have a lot, and she'd divide everything in that kitchen. We used to be so upset at small age, you're upset. It's like, why is she doing this? We don't even have a lot. But now I can see the value, because it's in me. Giving is so natural, so natural. And it's like, then I've learned that when you give, you really don't give to that person, it comes back to you. Right? So being in my philanthropic work, to me, I enjoy that so much, because like when people they would send me messages like, oh, Miss Noel, your designs make me feel so confident, and from inside I just feel, even before leaving up, that's what I want, the inside out and the outside, and it must not just be another clothing brand. And that's why I think the shift now to speaking and all the books. I mean, I'm working on 2 right now. I have 5 books on Amazon, working on 2 right now, Motherhood, the Mountains and the Valleys, and Men Across Borders. And it's just a natural progression into what I'm doing, because I'm getting a lot of requests to speak at events, not just home, but overseas, and I am loving it. And fashion actually took a little backseat recently in the last year or so, because I was so consumed with the writing, and now that I know I'm loving writing. I pick up that computer and I'm looking forward to the next chapter.
Is writing your escape?
It's also therapeutic, because I can remember when I was writing my chapter in Women Across Borders, which is the movement I have. Is an anthology, anthologies that feature women from all over the world that tell their stories. And I knew I forgive my father, because forgiveness is not for him, it's for me. I had to do that before he died.
That's so important.
Yes, I had to find a way to do it. But I was at arrow point. I said, okay, I'm going to write my chapter now, and it was the father I barely knew. And I picked the computer up and I started writing. And within 5 minutes, Lakshmi, I breathed, I got up, and I walked right up into the river until I couldn't walk no more. I still was dealing with stuff, and that is what writing does. It brings things to the surface, things that you think you dealt with that you haven't. And that's why I would encourage anyone to tell their story. Have a little notepad, and don't think about the name for your book. Don't think about the chapter. Don't think about grammar. Just write. You just have that moment that you write, and sometimes we jot things down. It's good to jot things down, because it jolt your memory. Like down the line, you want to write a book. And I mean, who would think that I would have 5 books on Amazon? 5? I didn't think I'd have 1. Now I'm working on 2.
What would you say is your favorite book? Do you have one?
Living with Intention. Oh, for sure, without a doubt. Living, and that is the one that people make up to. We were at a health fair a couple of days ago, and a lady that read it, she was telling the lady how much it shifted her mindset. Living with Intention, because it spoke a lot of resilience. It spoke a lot about getting over hurdle. I shared part of my journey, and one of the parts that I shared in there was my own daughter, Mariska, because I got pregnant at 20, and separated from her father when I was 4 months. Didn't work because I got sick. Well, after being a school teacher, I couldn't go to work. So I'm literally there back by my mom, no job, pregnant, and no husband. She's not a good place to be. And I fell into a depression, because I'm like, oh gosh, this is not how I envisioned my life. And first of all, I wanted my baby to have a father, because I didn't want her to grow up without. And then I'm like, yeah, I felt like a failure. Oh my God, I felt like a failure. And I felt like a bigger failure when she got gastro. We had to go to the CT, because they had this outbreak, and when going there, and I didn't have money to go to the private hospital, so I had to go to the public hospital. And then there were so many people, many babies in one cradle. And that day, as I walked out of the hospital, her crib was just at the window. So she was crying. She was 1 year and 6 months. She was crying, and she was calling for me, because I was leaving her with these strangers that she don't know. And she was crying and calling out for me, and I was crying and leaving and walking out of that hospital. And I'm thinking, you are such a failure. Look at you, have a little girl, and you don't have money to take care of her. And that was probably one of the times I said, I owe it to this child. I owe it to her. She didn't ask me to come here. Next morning, when the child next to her was dead, and I was like, oh, geez. You could imagine. I was like, ooh. But I'm saying that to say that sometimes we're jolted with situations, And then, looking back now, I mean, the 2 of them, my 2 girls, have done really well for themselves. The younger one in 2015 would definitely be the highlight of my year for 2015 is being in Belize. My daughter was in the entire Caribbean of Guyana. She was the best business student for Cape. Oh, and when the professor said, the parents of the brightest minds in the region, can you stand? Oh my, I look at my baby there, and they were calling the academic stars of the region, and I said, oh wow, all the tears, sometimes I didn't know I was going to pay the school fee, sometimes I really didn't know I was going to do it. But again, my faith, I knew that when you have that will, God makes a way, and that's a very big part of my life, having that faith, and my faith is so strong. And
for women who are watching you today, I mean, to think what could have happened if you didn't find that strength, if you didn't find that faith. People who are looking will always think, well, what is this strength? What is this faith? Why should I believe? I mean, what would you say to them? how would you motivate them? When you hit your lowest, you know, people will say, have faith, have faith, have faith. What were your steps really to get you out of that hole?
Sometimes we don't know how strong we are until the only option we have is to be strong. And what are my chances of that little girl in there growing up in an environment that is not going to give her the best options in life? And she didn't ask me to come. Okay, I had to condition my mind that she will have a father, yes, but if he doesn't want to be part of her life, that's okay, I owe it. And I decided that, you know what, I have to do something. What do I really like? What's my purpose? What makes my, and then it comes back again to fashion. I didn't start my line. I started a small business, just buying little things and selling. Then I eventually had a shop called after her, Marissa's Fashion. That's what we called before I became a fashion designer and started my own line. But I always created. So when people come in the shop and say, "What are you wearing? I want that." I'm not saying anything. It was my own collection that I did for myself, and that is how my fashion career started. So your purpose, fashion is something that I would do even if I'm not getting paid for it, because I love it so much. And that's why they say, don't follow the money, follow the passion, because the money comes after.
Follow your dream.
You have to find a way to really, as they say, do it. Just find a way to master it, that people will be happy to pay you for it in the end.
You know, I feel I am at a seminar getting a motivational you know, speech. You know, I feel like I just paid, you know, $1,000 to go to a women's expo, motivational speaking, and you are on stage and you are inspiring me. And not only me, you are inspiring thousands of people who are looking at us now. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to learn a little bit more about Sonia Noel.
The Save Abby Foundation and Restoring Paradise presents our 2019 Medical Outreach Cricket Match and live concert for underprivileged seniors and children of Guyana. It's all happening on Saturday, July 27th at the Yakusari Cricket Ground in Blackbush, Quarantine, Berbice, in memory of Sonu Govin. Doctors, nurses, dentists, and other medical professionals will be on site. In addition, transportation, snacks, drinks, ice cream, etc. will be provided for children from various orphanages. Volunteers are needed. Clothing, medical supplies, gifts, and monetary donations are most welcome. Please call Sharda at 646-662-5801 or Babita in Guyana at 592-615-9553. Tell your friends about the Save Abby Medical Outreach Cricket and Live Concert on Saturday, July 27, 2019.
At Better Vision Optical, we know you love what you see. Come in and look for that perfect fit for your fashion, style, and budget. We have new frames at affordable prices to have you looking your best. Shop designer name brands like Burberry, Coach, and Gucci. We also have a wide variety of sunglasses like Versace and Ray-Ban. Visit our store at 11117 Lefferts Boulevard, Queens, New York for friendly, personable service, or shop online at buyeyeglass.com. Better Vision Optical, we make you see the difference. Reliant Tax and Business Solutions is a full-service tax preparation and accounting firm, staffed with CPAs, enrolled agents, and attorneys for all of your legal matters. Need your refund in a hurry? With a refund advance loan, walk in with your W-2 and walk out with a check. Going through financial hardship? We offer loan modifications, short sales, and bankruptcy. Reliant is open 7 days a week. Visit our office at 107-05 Rockaway Boulevard, Queens, New York, and visit us on the web at ReliantTaxes.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Priya, and welcome to Precious Smiles Medical Care, a wonderful place to make sure that all of your child's medical care needs are met. We take care of kids as young as newborns all the way up until their adolescent years till they turn 18. We provide in-house vaccines and in-house lab facilities so that you don't have to take them anywhere else. So come in, let us be your partners in care at Precious Smiles Medical Care, where every kid leaves with a smile.
Well, guys, we are back with fashion icon Sonia Noel right here on Let's Talk with Lakshmi. We've been talking about so many things that, you know, I'm going to call this episode The Life of Sonia Noel, at least a little tidbit of it. So we've been talking so much, but you know what I really want to talk about? You have created and started the first Women Business Expo in Guyana. I mean, of course, listening to your story of, you know, how you went from being just a little girl to first remodeling your mom, right? You did a makeover on your mom first, and then telling your stories through your books, then going on a stage and becoming a motivational speaker, motivating all of us here, inspiring all of us here, and, you know, now Women Business Expo. You know, what gave you the drive to do something like that?
Again, it's for my passion for making the world a better place. And I thought about women like myself who have small businesses. We don't have that money to like expand on advertisement and so on. I said, you know what stage can I create? What platform to have these women to come and just build their portfolio and other things? And I was like, okay, Women Business Expo. And when I said that, I had no idea where the resources were going to come from. But because, again, coming back to the faith and how I just move by faith a lot of times, trust me, I got a venue from Mr. Badal. I got everything else free because I didn't want the women to have to pay. When I put that link out, if you see applications to choose from, and some of them just had an idea, and I'm going to give you 2 examples. I'm going to give you one with Lisa Gibson. She was just doing this natural hair product in her kitchen, and she called and she said, you know what, I want to. When I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a package and we've gone. She has like 7 products out now, including soaps and oils and all that in stores in Guyana. Melba from Burbees, that's another one that called and she said, I'm in a box. And I said, let's destroy it right now. I said, come see me. And she has been from the first year, and she has had, and I just saw her bring out like 4 more products, like the lime juice and some other stuff that's in the Guyana shop right now. So just from ideas, and it's not just the EXO because they have a lot of training prior to, because I realized that a lot of self-esteem was low. I said, let's work on it. Let's work on you first before we get there. So it's a process. So by the time they get to the expo, they are ready. They are ready. Oh my God, just talking about, I'm proud of them.
They're driven.
I am so proud of those women.
You know, there's a famous saying that you can give a man a fish for a day. You feed him for that one day, but teach him how to fish.
Yes,
and then he can eat for the rest of his life.
And there's another saying by Martin Luther King that I love, when he said that not everyone can be famous, but everyone can be great. But one can be great because greatness is determined by service. And we always have to think about ourselves as how can we serve? How can we serve someone else?
Yeah.
That's important.
They say that if you live and you can do better, it's your responsibility to do
Yes.
better, right?
Yes.
You have to. It's
You
your
have to.
responsibility.
You just owe it to society. You owe it to the generation that's coming after you. We owe it to them.
Well, I want to say thank you so much for starting the Women Expo and, you know, for all that you do. I mean, tell our viewers, you've won multiple awards. I mean, tell our viewers some of your accomplishments, some of your fashion shows, some of the countries you've traveled to. I mean, you designed for, you know, some members of Destiny Child, Maxi Priest. You designed for Miss Universe, right?
Yes, Lila Lopez. And also my outfits were won at the Grammys and the Emmys.
Wow.
I'll send you those for you to do cover shots with those. And that was really quite it's fulfilling to know that it can happen. I can get to that stage, knowing where I'm from, and that's why it's important to be you, be authentic. Authenticity is very important to me. You gotta be your true self. Everyone else is taken. Why would you want to be someone else? You know, that's important. And being humble, it doesn't matter what you achieve. Doesn't matter what you can tell yourself. When it comes to dealing with people, you can't tell yourself you're better than anyone.
I think when you truly work hard, like when you come from, let's say, the ground up, and you know those sacrifices,
Oh, jeez,
you know those nights that, you know, you had to find a babysitter so you could get the work done, the hours, the no sleep, the, you know, rushing from this meeting to that meeting to
I miss my daughter's athletic this, and I miss that, and I miss that. And there are times when you feel, because when you're a single mom and you're building a career, and then you still have a family, and balancing that, even though sometimes when people that are married sometimes never find that balance, it's very difficult. But what we have to do is just give the best and do our best with what we have at that time.
I totally agree. I mean, when you work hard from ground up, those I find are the most humblest people. You know, and sometimes you think that, oh, this person should have this ego, or they're, you know, and then people say, oh, you're so nice. But I think the people who really work the hardest, those Those are the most humbling.
And I think what also make that happen is that we know that we can really literally jump and grow our wings now, because it just gives us that resilience. Like, what else can go wrong? I mean, okay, fine, what worse can happen? I can maybe break something, but then it's going to be fixed. So it gives you that feeling, that confidence, and that faith that it's almost ridiculous. It's what you think that you can do, because you have to. Because just like where energy goes, where energy grows. And if you think that you can do it, you can do it. If you don't think and you doubt yourself, immediately it's not going to happen. So you have to channel that energy. Energy is very important. Very important.
So Sonia, what is next? What's next for Sonia? Where are we going to see you? You know what? I'm not even going to say 5 years from now. Where am I going to see you in 2020?
2020, which is just around the corner. My other 2 books will be out already, and we are going to be having Fashion Week. We're going to be back in Fashion Week is going to be, and that is one of the other things that I initiated, that just to give young designers a platform, because I think that is important. The youth, they're the future. I would love to see. I am trying to be more aligned. I think my alignment with my assignment, because if I'm not aligned, my assignments I can't be ready for. So I'm spending more time in the Word. I'm spending more time. I have a new study Bible that I'm using. So I am spending more time in the Word so that I can get better downloads, because if I am a better person, I can be better to people. I can be of more service to people. And I'm doing a lot of self-care too, because I have to serve for my overflow. If I'm to serve effectively, it has to be from my overflow. So I'm coming out the hamster wheel, so that I can do more self-care, I can do more reflection, and I really urge all of us to do more reflection, because when we pause and we can pick things up that we shouldn't be doing. Maybe I should stop at this junction, maybe I should turn left, maybe I should turn right. So that's where I'm now in 2020, I'm entering it in a more, I'll be more in alignment for my assignment.
I love it. I love it. Well, Sonia, we have to wrap it up, even though I don't want to. I mean, we could talk for like an hour more, I'm sure, with everything that you've done. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. We are going to do a little display of this.
Yes, we have a demonstration.
Yeah. And we have a perfect model for you.
Oh yes, I can see her on one of my runways.
I love this.
I can see you on one of my runways too.
Well, you know what? If you need like, a voluptuous, a little bit, thicker model.
No, in one of my shows, I like varieties. I like to see hips and yes. So
well, you know what? That's why I really like this, because sometimes when you're a little thicker girl, sometimes women are a little conscious.
Very conscious
of their body, and I find this
it drapes nicely
just
on.
It drapes you. It still shows your curves,
still get the silhouette,
and you don't feel like you're tight and your rolls are showing all over the place, right? So I love it.
Thank you.
All right, guys. When we come back, we're gonna have that display.
The Save Abby Foundation and Restoring Paradise presents our 2019 Medical Outreach Cricket Match and live concert for underprivileged seniors and children of Guyana. It's all happening on Saturday, July 27th at the Yakusari Cricket Ground in Blackbush, Quarantine, Berbice, in memory of Sonu Govin. Doctors, nurses, dentists, and other medical professionals will be on site. In addition, transportation, snacks, drinks, ice cream, etc. will be provided for children from various orphanages. Volunteers are needed. Clothing, medical supplies, gifts, and monetary donations are most welcome. Please call Sharda at 646-662-5801 or Babita in Guyana at 592-615-9553. Tell your friends about the Save Abby Medical Outreach Cricket and Live Concert on Saturday, July 27, 2019.
Okay, this is a piece from my last collection, and it's not just from my last collection. This is one of my new inventions, and Jyoti is going to be the perfect model today. And actually, she just got back from vacation and wished that she had this with her.
I do.
So it's a very versatile piece. You see, you can just throw it open very, very easy. And then there's an opening here that you can put your hands through. See, there. So you can wear it with or without that opening. See, you can put it like that. You can, if you want to show a little more, see, show this out. Then you do this very easily. It could convert into something else. See?
Oh, this is fun.
See? And we have like a peephole here. Yes. So let's do something else with it now. And the holes here can be this can go all the way here. So you can have that asymmetric. See? And the colors, I mean, we have the ones actually with two, like part would be a solid black and part would be blue or part would be pink. So not just the one solid color. And it's here by, it's fastened by some buttons. So we'll just go, we do a totally different one now, different angle. See?
Wow,
This is perfect for beach.
Different angles. You just put your swim. So that's what we say, from the beach to the ballroom, because you can wear it like this with heels, with whatever you want, and then you can next day same top, put it in. Then we can go to a scarf too. When we have the two colors, then you have two scarves, because again, you can take it out from the buttons, so it's two separates you have. So we're gonna make a beach wrap now, because when you're going on your next vacation, and it's so light to just pop this, and so many of this can hold in your hand piece. It's like really, really, really a light piece. And imagine on your swimsuit.
Oh.
So there's so many things that you can do with this one piece. There are two pieces together, and it's attached by the buttons.
That's so fun.
And you can wear it over your neck. There's so it's just fun. It's a fun piece, and it's sexy, and it's flowy, and it's flirty, and any age, any size. Yeah, you can get this piece that we just showed you. Go on the Sonia Noel Facebook page, and you will see the variety of colors that's going to suit you, and you're going to see so many other concepts that where you can wear multiple. Because when you buy this piece, imagine you can do so many things with it. Go to dinner, and the next day we go to the beach. Same piece, from the beach to the ballroom. Sonia Noel Designs.